that thing that you, one of those things you really don't want to get cut, or else you're in deep trouble. Okay, we have the external jugulars on both sides, and you have this other vein that runs between them. Okay, when I say make a cut going that direction, what kind of cut is that? Is that longitudinal?
Transverse.
Transverse. Okay, so one name for that, the name that I think is easiest to remember is the transverse jugular vein. Your book calls it the hyoid venous arch. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. I learned it as transverse jugular. I would take both. Whatever is easiest for you to remember is fine. Okay, so we already got the external jugular. Okay, and I'm probably not going to try to do any of the internal ones because a lot of the problems with doing some of these small ones is while we're dissecting, we tear the latex, so it looks like it's all branching off, and it gets very difficult. So if I do any of the ones in the arm, it's going to be like obvious ones. Okay, like it's not going to be any question about it. Okay, so what is C? Okay, how do you know that's the trachea, not the esophagus?
Because the esophagus is underneath.
Has rings, right. Good. Okay, and again, for D, what was that? Gallbladder, right? And you notice, like I picked one where the gallbladder was just about falling out of the liver almost. So it's obvious. All right? Any questions on those? You might see some of those. You will.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. This one might have been a little tougher, but I thought you might be able to get it. Anybody have any idea what A is? If you follow the that part of the heart. Okay, if it was a vena cava, would it be red?
Oh, it's a red one.
Brachiocephalic.
Yeah.
No. What's the artery called that carries up the blood from the heart up to your head?
Carotid.
Boom. Okay.
That's the carotid.
It's the common carotid.
Threw me off because it went over.
Okay, see how it comes off the arch? Okay. All right, so if that's the carotid, what's B? I already heard it. Okay. For that one, your book calls it cranial vena cava, whatever. I learned it superior. I've never actually seen it called cranial. Whatever you guys, whatever's easiest for you to remember, I'll know what you're talking about. Okay. C, what is that lobe?
Right.
No.
The right median.
Quadrate. Okay. So the way you can tell is if the gallbladder sits right in there. Okay, sits right by the quadrate. Okay, so then if that's the quadrate, which is the middle, what's this one?
Left medial.
Left medial, and then which one is that?
Left lateral.
Right. So that's D. Now the other ones. So which one would this be?
Right medial.
All right. So it's kind of weird how it works, but I picked one that was good. So these other lobes, the left lateral sits kind of almost underneath. Okay, it's not as pronounced as this one, obviously, right? And then,
Right lateral?
or I'm sorry, the right lateral. Did I say left? I'm sorry. And then this one underneath would be the
Caudate.
right. Okay. So, in all actuality, do you think I'm really going to be able to get to like the right lateral and caudate to be able to make it so you guys can see it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Okay. Now, that being said, I might have a question that says, name the lobes of the cat liver.
Okay.
Okay? And then there's basically, what, 3 different names you have to know.
Right.
Because 2 of them are just switch it right and left, right? Okay. Let's move on to station 3.